Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Shona and I'm gonna take you through a 20-minute or slightly under yoga practice designed to, first and foremost, just get you away from the desk. So if you've had a long day at work or if you spent a few hours even at your desk, we're not really designed as humans to spend so long in seated positions, hovered over technical devices. So this is just a great practice to get you away from that. We're gonna be focusing on the hips, the hamstrings, and the shoulders. It's energizing and it's also designed to refocus your mind through the breath synchronization practices that we do. So practicing to connect our breath and our movement, or synchronize our breath and our movement. And that is really what Vinyasa yoga is about and what it means. All right, let's get on with it. Welcome to your morning practice. We are going to start in child's pose. So let's come down to the floor. Bring the soles of the feet together, let the knees rest out wide. Oh my God, there's so much dust on my mat. Let's sort this out. All right. I would just keep any sort of warm clothing that you have on if you're feeling a little bit cool-ish. I like to keep it on until we get to the vinyasa and we can start to build some heat in the body. But of course, totally up to you. So feet together, knees out wide. Let your head and body start to come down to the floor. Extend your arms out. Spread the fingers nice and wide here and feel as though you're trying to lengthen your spine out of your hips. We can either let the head come down to the floor, or if you don't want to let your forehead touch the mat, you can stack your forearms and rest your forehead on the back of your hands. Go ahead and close your eyes. And when you close your eyes, feel that sense of coming into the body. Take a deep breath in, feel the back of the ribs expand. And exhale. Notice the sensations that occur on that exhalation. Inhaling and exhaling. We're going to take a few moments here while we're in child's pose, obviously for the body to open into this position. This is a nice opening position for the hips, spine, lengthening out through the shoulders. But I also want you to just take a moment here while your eyes are closed and your head is rested on your forehead to just bring to mind your intention for the practice. It might be simple, it might be just like, to honor yourself, honor your body, by stretching it, by connecting to it. Maybe it's more complex. Maybe it's more in association with whatever you're journaling on this week, whatever patterns you've noticed in your life. Perhaps you want to let go of perfectionism. Maybe you're practicing for acceptance. Maybe you're just practicing because you need a distraction, a positive distraction. Nothing wrong with that. So whatever your intention is, let's really bring it to mind right now and arrive on your mat. I'm going to ask you to bring that intention to mind throughout this practice. Okay, take one more deep breath in and release a full breath out. Let your body melt right down into the floor. And then we'll go ahead and just push ourselves back up to a kind of kneeling position here. I'm going to face you guys, but you can stay where you are. You're going to take the right hand down towards the mat. Let your hips sink over to the other side. And then that left arm is going to reach up and over. We'll do both sides, so it doesn't matter if you're going the other way. Just start to lengthen out of the hips, stretching through the side body. We'll come back, take it to the other side. Lengthening. Inhale, come back. Exhale over to the side. Inhale, come back. Exhale to the other side. So what you can see I'm doing is I'm trying to connect the rhythm of the breath with my movement. Exhaling over. Inhale. Exhale. And then come back to center. Good. From here, hands come to the floor. Take your hands shoulder distance, knees hip distance, spread the fingers nice and wide. And we're just gonna open up through the head and the hips. So dropping the belly down, lift up, inhale, exhale, belly to the spine. Push the floor away, head down. Matching that breath to movement. Inhale. Open the chest. Exhale, belly draws in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, come back to a neutral spine. Tuck the toes. We're going to lift the knees a centimeter off the floor and hold here, keeping that nice straight neutral spine here. So not overarching, not really rounding here. Holding for 10, 9, 8, ribs in, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, knees down, 1. Good. From here, keep your hips above your knees, walk your hands forward, and then again, we're going to come into Anahatasana. So allowing the rib cage to melt down, trying to keep your elbows straight here, arching through the back. Go ahead and drop your chin to the mat. If that's too much, you can just have your forehead to the mat. Again, if you don't want that, then you can rest your forehead onto your hands. The reason I want you to kind of keep your arms forward here is because we're going to get a little bit more stretch, bigger stretch of the lats if we keep our elbows straight. As soon as you take your arms out to the side, you release that stretch of the lats, your latissimus dorsi. So we want to open into the shoulders here a little bit. Alrighty, take the hands back, come back up, tuck the toes, press it back. Your first downward dog maybe for the day, so just walk out through the heels, open up through the back of the heads, shake out your head, yes and no. And just notice where you're loading the weight of your body into your wrists. Like, is everything kind of peeling off? Is it all dumping into one side? Try to grip into all 10 fingers, particularly the thumb and index, and feel as though you're active here through your hands. Shake out the head, yes and no. Okay, let's come into a bit of a still downward facing dog. And I'm going to go ahead and take my little cardigan off now. Okay, so from that still downward facing dog, my God, I've noticed how much dust I've gathered on my feet in this studio. Okay, good. Walk out through your heels as much as you need to, and then we'll just come into stillness. Have a look at your feet, but think about your hands, and I just want you to notice, are you pronating? Are you collapsing through your arches? Okay, so from the front, that looks like this. Are your feet starting to do this when you come into your downward dog? We want to avoid this, okay, today. Doesn't necessarily mean it's always bad, but just for now, I want you to try to push into the feet and stop them from pronating, lifting those arches. And just notice how that shifts and changes the stretch. Now at the same time, what's happening to your ribs here? Pull the ribs in, press into all 10 fingers. Feel active through your trapezius. So you don't have to draw the shoulders away from the ears. Push the floor away, activate through all of your shoulder muscles, okay? We're gonna inhale, come forward to a high push-up position. And what I want you to do here is squeeze your glutes, pull your ribs in, and push the floor away. Now, when I say draw the belly button in, I want you guys to remember that I'm not just saying suck it in. I'm saying think about drawing in and up through your pelvic floor first, almost like you're kind of doing a zipper up through the center of your body, all the way up through to even your sternum. So everything starts to come in together like so, but also in and up. Gaining that control of pelvic floor awareness here. Holding. And then we're going to lower the knees down to the floor. From here, arch your back, chest up, really stick your butt out, elbows shave the sides of the body. And then we come forward into a cobra, baby cobra position. So activating through the back muscles, waking everything up, squeezing here. Press back. Through a kind of child's pose-ish position, tuck the toes, and then press back into downward facing dog. We're just easing into everything, okay? So even if you're, notice if you're feeling impatient. I really had to check myself throughout my practice here. Inhale, come forward, high push-up. Exhale, lower knees, chest, chin, slide forward, and then press back, downward facing dog. But there's no rush here. There's no rush into the vinyasa. Let's just get everything awake and aligned. Inhale, high push-up. Exhale, lower knees, chest, chin, slide forward, roll the shoulders back, press back, downward facing dog. Now we can get a little bit more fluid. Inhale, round it forward. Think about pelvic floor. Exhale, now you can let it go. Inhale, cobra. Squeeze that pelvic floor again. It's only a light squeeze. Press back, downward facing dog. Walk the feet up to the hands as best as you can, and if you're really tight through the hamstrings, let your knees bend, and if you need to, walk your hands back to your feet. Come to the top of your mat. Feet hip distance apart. Take hold of either elbow and just shake out your head yes and no. Swing your body from side to side. All right, coming into this ragdoll position here. Really letting go of any tension, any resistance, mental or physical here. So we can let go physically. Relax the jaw, relax your face, relax your butthole. It's so weird to say, but honestly, sometimes like you don't even realize and you're clenching it and then you're like, oh God, I'm really not relaxed, right? So there's all these little areas we carry tension. So relax everything, and I should have been more maybe anatomical there, your anus instead of butthole, but whatever helps you remember it. Inhale, exhale, get even heavier, even more relaxed, letting go. And when you're at your most relaxed here, most surrendered, I just want you to bring back to mind that intention. What is your why for practicing today? Is it to energize? Is it to relax? Is it to let go of perfectionism? Is it to find acceptance, appreciation for your body and all that it does? Release your arms. Unroll all the way up to standing. Stack each vertebra one at a time, and as the head lifts, go ahead, reach the arms up, bring the palms together, lengthen. Keep the palms together and feel as though you're yielding from the earth. So I want you to feel as though your feet are pushing down and you're lengthening up and out. This is such a beautiful feeling to really lengthen up and away while still having a sense of stability here. We want to squeeze through the glutes lightly, activate through the quadriceps, feel that in and up sensation, light squeeze of the pelvic floor. Lengthen. The ribs can flare a little because we're going to reach up and back, and then exhale, we're going to fold forward with the breath. I'm going to build into this vinyasa, okay? We're going to build heat in a slow, controlled way. Inhale, halfway lift. Flatten the back, look forward and lengthen. So notice I activate my lats here to create more length through the spine here. So I'm pushing into my hands, squeezing my back muscles, feeling like imagining someone pulling my hips back, and I want to lengthen the crown of the head forward. And then exhale, grab the back of the legs, hug the legs in, stretch, belly pulls in, and I really want you to feel like your abs are doing this compression. We're going to come all the way up to standing, firm down through the feet, legs are strong, lengthen up, exhale, hands come back through heart center, we find focus. Coming into Tadasana, mountain pose. Stay at the top of your mat. I'm just going to show you from the front. So I'm active through my quads, belly pulls in, we're in and up, we're nice and stable, lengthening through the crown of the head. Right here, shoulders are relaxed. We want to cultivate a sense of sthira and sukham. Sthira, sukham, asanam. Our connection to the postures and also to the earth should be steady, sthira and sukham, joyful. That comes from Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. So we want to feel as though we are strong, stable, and yet joyful in our approach to that stability. It's not tense. Let's keep that the whole way through this vinyasa practice. We're going to build up some heat with some sun salutations. Let's go. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway. Plant the palms, step back into a push-up position. Core tight, go ahead through either knees, chest, chin, or Chaturanga Dandasana, staying nice and strong. Inhale, either cobra, or if you're taking up dog, knees, hips, and thighs off the floor, pull the shoulders back, squeeze the glutes, protect your back. Exhale, push into the floor, belly pulls in. We come back, downward facing dog, head relaxes, press into all 10 fingers, shake out your head yes and no, take a deep breath in. Full breath out. Inhale again. Full exhale. What's your intention? Inhale. Remember it as you exhale. Bend the knees, look forward. Just walk the feet up to the hands. Halfway lift, inhale. Pull that breath into the ribs. Exhale, belly pulls in. Try to use your abs to contract in here before you use your arms. Inhale, come up to standing. One smooth movement, lengthen. Exhale, hands come back to the heart. Belly pulls in, ribs down. Squeeze the glutes. Find that Tadasana. Release the arms. Let's go again. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Just step it back into high push-up. Lower down as you wish. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. One is not better than the other. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Inhale here. Exhale, 1. Please remember to activate through the traps. Yeah, exhale, 2. I don't want this position here. We're squeezing and supporting. Final exhale, 3. Bend the knees, look forward, step, or maybe if you feel kind of frisky, go ahead and try to hop the feet a little closer to your hands. Halfway lift here, inhale. Use your abs, exhale, hug in, then use your arms. Come up to standing, inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands come back to the heart. One more time. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway. Plant the palms. Maybe if you're ready for it, step or jump back to Chaturanga Dandasana. So if you're jumping back, jump back and bend your elbows at the same time. Inhale, cobra or upward facing. Exhale, belly pulls in. Use your abs and your lats to push you back into downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Full breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhaling, thinking about steadiness. Exhale, remembering sukham, joy. Bring the feet together. Lift the right leg high, but keep your hips square. So I want you to use your glutes, your right glute, to extend that leg. Then we're going to come forward, rounding through the spine here, belly pulls in, strengthen. We're going to hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go back, lift it up again. This time, step the foot forward in between the hands. If it doesn't make it all the way, take your foot down, grab it, sink into the stretch, and open up here. Inhale. Exhale. From here, straighten the front leg and bow forward. Inhale, come back into the lunge. From there, we're going to lift the back knee and we're going to turn so we come into a bit of a side stretch here, like a Cossack squat. Now, look at your foot. I want you to push into the arches to keep it lifted. If this is not you today, you can be here, okay? Wherever you feel like you can go. From here, I want you to use your strength, no hands, as best as you can, to come around, left hand to the floor, twist, right arm goes up. Look back down, hand to the floor, step it back, maybe keeping that right leg lifted, glutes squeezed, but core tight, lower down. Inhale, cobra or upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Let's do the other side. Inhale, lift it. Exhale, come forward, hold here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back up. Exhale, step it forward. Good, drop the back knee down. Open into the stretch here. Exhale, Hanuman. So front leg straightens, we fold forward. Inhale, back into the lunge. We pivot across, sinking down. We're getting a stretch for our inner thigh. On the right side, we're also getting a little bit of ankle mobility here. Now, no hands, we try to turn back around. Right hand down, left arm reaches up. Twisting. Watch that back foot, don't let it sickle out to the side. Try to hug to the midline. Hand comes back down. Step it back, lower. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing. Walk the feet up to the hands. Halfway lift here, inhale. Exhale, use your abs to come in. Inhale up. Palms together, arms down by your side as you exhale. Interlace the fingers behind the back. Heart lifts up towards the ceiling as you squeeze the shoulder blades together. Look down at your feet, feet hip distance apart. Inhale, open through the chest. Exhale, bend the knees, hang forward. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Release your arms. Unroll, arms up. Exhale, hands back to the heart. And there you have it. Your quick, energizing vinyasa. I hope you feel good. It's probably time to get back to work. How was that? How are you feeling? I hope you're feeling amazing. Probably need to get back to work now or get back to whatever it was that you were doing or taking a break from. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. I love hearing from you guys and I love to make sequences and practices that you guys want. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button because I'm going to be releasing one workout and one yoga sequence every single week. And look, my fingers and hands are in this thumb position because you know what to do. Give this page a thumbs up because it really helps to support the channel and also helps to get more and more of this quality content, if I do say so myself, out there. And I do. I back my shit. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, if you really enjoyed this, but you want to practice in a more structured way, check out the programs that I have on my website. So I have fitness programs that you can do at home using minimal equipment. I also have gym programs. So if you do work out in a gym, you can work out with me. And if you want to progress your yoga practice and take on much deeper integration of yoga into your life, which I highly recommend, then check out that yoga program as well. All right, thanks guys. See ya.